In the sprawling expanse of the Grand Canyon National Park, a mystery unfolded that has echoed through the canyons and captivated the hearts of many. This is the story of Floyd E. Roberts III, a Florida teacher whose disappearance in June of 2016 during a hiking excursion remains an unsolved enigma in National Park mysteries. Floyd, an experienced hiker and a dedicated teacher, set out with friends for a 9-day hiking trip in the Grand Canyon. Known for his adventurous spirit and love for the outdoors, Floyd eagerly anticipated the journey through the rugged and majestic terrain of one of America's most iconic natural wonders. The group's journey began with enthusiasm as they traversed the challenging trails of the Grand Canyon. However, on June 17th of 2016, the unexpected happened. Floyd, who had been keeping pace with his companions, somehow became separated from the group. His absence was not immediately noticed, but as time passed and he failed to reappear, concern among his friends quickly turned into alarm. Upon realizing Floyd was missing, the group contacted the park authorities, triggering a swift response. Park rangers, experienced in search and rescue operation within the vast wilderness of the Grand Canyon, initiated a search. The initial efforts, however, yielded no clues to Floyd's whereabouts. As the news of Floyd's disappearance spread, the search operation expanded. Helicopters took to the skies, offering a bird's-eye view of the sprawling landscape, while trained search dogs scoured the ground below. Volunteers, familiar with the treacherous and unforgiving nature of the canyon, joined the effort, braving steep cliffs, dense underbrush, and harsh elements. Days turned into weeks, and still there was no sign of Floyd. Theories about his disappearance began to circulate. Some speculated that he might have lost his way in the complex networks of trails and ravines. Others pondered the possibility of an accident in the perilous terrain. The lack of concrete evidence and clear clues added layers of complexity to the case, fueling further speculation and intrigue. The impact of Floyd's disappearance reverberated beyond the search parties and rangers. His family, friends, and the wider community felt the weight of his absence. Vigils were held, prayers were offered, and hope was clung to, even as the days turned into months and then years. The investigation into Floyd's disappearance continued, with authorities exploring every lead and revisiting the case periodically. Despite the passage of time, the case remains open, a testament to the enduring hope for answers and resolution. Floyd's story is not just a tale of a missing hiker. It is a narrative that underscores the unpredictability of nature and the importance of safety and preparedness in the wilderness. It serves as a reminder of the risks inherent in exploring such majestic but often unforgiving landscapes such as the Grand Canyon. As we reflect on the mystery of Floyd E. Roberts III, we are reminded of countless other individuals who have vanished in the national parks. Their stories also deserve attention and resolution. Floyd's legacy lives on in the ongoing efforts to bring closure to his family and in the heightened awareness of the need for caution and respect for nature's power. The heart of the Grand Canyon, where the Colorado River carves its way through the ancient rock, the story of Floyd E. Roberts III continues to echo, a reminder of the mysteries that still linger in the wild and the untamed corners of our world. In the rugged and remote landscapes of the San Felipe Desert in Baja California, Mexico, a baffling disappearance occurred that has left many unanswered questions. This is the story of 68-year-old Kat Hammond, an experienced hiker and American expat who vanished under mysterious circumstances. On April 11, 2019, Kat, accompanied by her loyal dog Tootsie, her husband, her daughter, and a group of fellow hikers set off into the desert. Their destination was near the Diablo Canyon, a region known for its challenging terrain and breathtaking scenery. Kat, a resident of Mexico for the past 20 years, was no stranger to the area. She often traveled back to Seattle, Washington, to visit friends and family, indicating her deep connection with both her homes. However, just 10 minutes into the hike, the unexpected happened. Kat complained of a foot or ankle injury and decided to take a brief rest while the group continued on. Her husband later expressed his belief that the injury was severe, possibly a broken foot or ankle. Trusting in Kat's familiarity with the area and her resilience, the group left her with Tootsie as they proceeded to the waterfall. Upon their return, they were met with an unsettling scene. Kat was nowhere to be found. Her husband, Warren Sundquist, waited at their car, hoping she had made her way back, but she never appeared. As hours passed with no sign of Kat, her family and friends reported her missing. Despite her extensive knowledge of the area and no apparent signs of distress when left alone, her disappearance was utterly mystifying. A large-scale search operation was launched, involving search and rescue crews, volunteers, and even the Mexican armed forces. Despite these extensive efforts, as of now, no trace of Kat has ever been found. The authorities in San Felipe initially suspected foul play, possibly involving someone from the hiking group. However, after extensive questioning, no charges were ever brought forward. Theories about what happened to Kat were abound. Some speculate that she might have stumbled upon cartel activity and was taken because of what she saw. Others suggest a possible attack by a wild animal, but the first responders noted the absence of any signs of a struggle or blood at the scene. Kat Hamantre's disappearance remains a haunting mystery. Her family continues to seek answers, desperate to understand what happened on that fateful day in the San Felipe Desert. Anyone with information is encouraged to contact the San Felipe Police Department. Kat's story, a blend of adventure and enigma, serves as a reminder of the unpredictability and dangers that can lurk in the wilderness. The disappearance of 28-year-old Michael Allen McKinney in Fairfield Township, Ohio, in May of 2020 is a case that has left many unanswered questions and a community in distress. Michael, who had recently been discharged from a halfway house and was living with his aunt and other family members, was last seen on May 22nd or May 23rd of 2020. Michael had a history of struggling with addiction issues, and shortly before his disappearance, his family suspected that he may have relapsed. Despite these challenges, Michael was determined to turn his life around. He was working 2 jobs at the time of his disappearance and was hopefully about to start a third. On May 22nd of 2020, Michael's aunt noticed that he had packed up all his clothes and left without informing anyone of his whereabouts. This was unusual for Michael, who was known to enjoy hiking and frequenting parks, but typically informed his family of his plans. The only other item missing from his aunt's house, aside from Michael himself, was his brand new car. Nearly 10 days later, on May 30th, 2020, Michael's abandoned car was discovered at a bird sanctuary in Houston Woods State Park. An officer who found the car immediately contacted his family. Following the discovery of his car, Michael's family reported him missing on June 1st of 2020, and the search for him began. Little evidence was recovered from the car or the scene. According to official reports, the only items missing from the car were his wallet and keys. The Butler County Sheriff's Office and the Fairfield Township Police conducted interviews with his family and his friends. His aunt mentioned that she believed Michael had relapsed, and she had seen a sore on his neck and knew he had asked to borrow money from people before he left. Despite extensive interviews with Michael's friends and those closest to him, authorities were unable to generate any new leads. Years later, it was announced that 2 possible persons of interest in Michael's case had passed away, but their names and full details have never been made public. Michael's mother, Yolanda Middleton, expressed her family's confusion and distress to the Journal News, stating, "We have had so many scenarios running through our brains. We are at a loss. It is not like him to do something like this. He would have at least called somebody by now. Things just don't add up. If things were going well, why did he just disappear and not tell anyone? There's no trace of anything. It's like he just disappeared." Michael Allen McKinney is described as a white male with brown hair, brown eyes, standing 5 foot 8 inches tall and weighing 135 pounds. He has a full sleeve of tattoos on both arms, a tattoo on his chest, a circular design on the back of his hand, and several missing teeth. Anyone with information about Michael Allen McKinney or any details regarding his disappearance is urged to contact the Fairfield Township Police Department. His disappearance remains a mystery, leaving his family and community seeking answers and hoping for his safe return. The disappearance of 68-year-old Breck Phelps in the Stanislaus National Forest is a case shrouded in mystery and unanswered questions. On October 2, 2016, Breck set out for a fishing trip along the Stanislaus River, a journey from which he never returned. Breck's 2007 Nissan Versa was found parked along Highway 108 near the Donnell Vista Point, a popular trail known for its breathtaking views and rugged terrain. The area around Donnell Point is characterized by its vastness, with dramatic changes in elevation, deep canyons filled with dense foliage, and the cold, fast-flowing waters of the Stanislaus River. It was along this challenging and picturesque trail that Breck intended to fish. When Breck did not return as expected, his friends and family, alarmed by his absence, contacted the Tuolumne County Sheriff's Office. An intensive search operation was launched, involving helicopters, sniffer dogs, and search teams, both on the ground and in the water. Despite these efforts, no trace of Breck was ever found. The search teams combed through the river and other nearby bodies of water, exploring every possible area where Breck might have been. The challenging terrain and vastness of the area made the search operation particularly difficult. The dense forest, the steep canyons, and the river's ledges posed significant obstacles to the search teams. Breck Phelps is described as a white male with gray hair, blue eyes, standing 5 foot 10 inches tall and weighing 175 pounds, and remains missing. This case continues to puzzle both the authorities and those who knew him. The Tuolumne County Sheriff's Office continues to seek information regarding Breck's whereabouts. His story, like many others that involve disappearances in national parks and forests, highlights the need for awareness and preparedness when venturing into such remote and challenging environments. Anyone with information about Breck Phelps or any details regarding his disappearance is urged to contact the Tuolumne County Sheriff's Office. His disappearance remains unsolved and is a reminder of the vast and untamed beauty of our national forests and the mysteries that it holds. The disappearance of Dave Cook in the vast and rugged terrain of the White River National Forest near Aspen, Colorado, is a story that resonates deeply with the outdoor community and those who follow unsolved mysteries. A former Marine and an avid mountaineer, Dave embarked on a solo journey on September 19th, 2016, with the goal of summoning Maroon Bells and Pyramid Peak. This adventure was not just another hike for Dave. It was to be his 47th summit, a milestone that spoke to his deep passion and experience in high-altitude hiking. Dave's preparation for this trip was meticulous, as expected from someone with his background. He was well equipped for the challenges of the hike, carrying the necessary gear and supplies. The Maroon Bells, consisting of two formidable peaks, Maroon Peak and North Maroon Peak, are renowned for their stunning beauty and treacherous conditions. Pyramid Peak, in the same region, shares a similar reputation for its challenging terrain. These peaks, while alluring to mountaineers, have a notorious history, earning the nickname the Deadly Bells due to the numerous accidents and fatalities that have occurred over the years. On the day Dave ventured into the park, records show he arrived around 11 a.m. His plan was to start with North Maroon Peak. Fellow hikers later reported seeing him on South Maroon Peak at approximately 1:40 p.m. This sighting was the first in a series of sparse clues about his whereabouts on that fateful day. Later in the afternoon, between 4 and 6 p.m., a signal from Dave's phone was detected inside the park. However, the exact location of the signal, crucial to pinpointing his last known position, remained elusive to the investigators. The following morning, September 20th, a parking attendant recalled seeing Dave, making this the last confirmed sighting of him. When Dave did not return home as expected, his absence was immediately alarming to his family. His wife, Maureen, described Dave as a devoted and caring family man, unlikely to worry his loved ones without any cause. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, she quickly reported him missing to the park rangers and the Pitkin County Sheriff's Office. The search operation that ensued was both extensive and intensive. It involved multiple agencies, including Mountain Rescue Aspen, known for their expertise in conducting search and rescue operations in these challenging terrains. The search teams employed a variety of resources: helicopters for aerial surveys, ground teams for thorough combing of the area, a plane equipped with advanced imaging technology, and search dogs trained to locate missing people. Despite their efforts, the search yielded no sign of Dave. The operation faced additional challenges due to worsening weather conditions, including heavy snowfall, which eventually led to the suspension of the search. A crucial piece of evidence, or perhaps a red herring, was discovered in Dave's car. His map for Pyramid Peaks was found inside, raising questions about whether he had intended to use it or had simply forgotten it. Notably, Dave had taken his crampons, which are essential for icy conditions, though he did not have microspikes with him. The search efforts were exhaustive, utilizing state-of-the-art technology and extensive manpower, yet they failed to uncover any clues of Dave's whereabouts. In the wake of Dave's mysterious disappearance, his family, spearheaded by Maureen, initiated the Dave Gives Back campaign. This campaign was established to support search and rescue teams in Colorado and New Mexico, turning their personal tragedy into a force for good. The campaign aims to ensure that Dave's legacy aids in the safety and rescue of others in the wilderness and helps other families avoid the anguish of uncertainty. Dave Cook, at the time of his disappearance, was 49 years old. He was last seen wearing khaki pants, a long-sleeved black shirt, a blue helmet, and possibly a gray jacket. The mystery of his disappearance in the White River National Forest remains unsolved, a haunting reminder of the unpredictability and inherent dangers of wilderness exploration. Anyone with information about Dave Cook's whereabouts or any details regarding his disappearance are strongly encouraged to contact the Pitkin County Sheriff's Office. His story continues to resonate with those who venture into the wilderness, serving as a reminder of the risks adventurers face in the pursuit of beauty and challenges offered by nature. In the serene yet mysterious expanse of Mammoth Cave National Park in Kentucky, a perplexing story unfolds, one that remains unsolved to this day. It's the story of Randy Rasco, a 44-year-old man whose sudden disappearance left more questions than answers. Up until May of 2015, Randy's life seemed ordinary and uneventful. He was an avid outdoorsman, frequently indulging in hunting and fishing. These activities brought him peace and connection with nature. He maintained regular contact with his family, particularly his brother, who lived close to his apartment in Bowling Green. But beneath this veneer of normality lay an undercurrent of turmoil. Unexpectedly, Randy's life took a dramatic turn. One day, without any apparent reason, he packed up his belongings, quit his job, and had his mail forwarded to an unknown address. This abrupt change came shortly after a difficult phase in his life, marked by a recent divorce. Concerned and confused, his family filed a missing persons report upon realizing he had fled without a word. For a month, Randy Rasco's family was engulfed in worry and uncertainty. Then, in June, they received news that Randy was found safe in Washington State. However, the relief was short-lived. Randy, seeking solitude, made it clear that he didn't wish to communicate with his family. Respecting his wishes, they assured him of their unconditional support whenever he decided to return. Over the next few months, Randy embarked on a solitary journey across the United States, maintaining his privacy and keeping his whereabouts a secret. His family, though worried, hoped he was finding the solace he sought. The mystery deepened when Mammoth Cave National Park rangers discovered Randy's car abandoned in the park's parking lot. This second disappearance reignited the family's fears and uncertainties. They clung to hope for a positive outcome, but Randy remains missing. The search for Randy was extensive. Search crews, volunteers, and the Civil Air Patrol combed through the park's vast 53,000 acres. Despite their exhaustive efforts and multiple searches, no trace of Randy was found. His car, left in the parking lot, stood as the sole clue to his mysterious disappearance. Randy Rasco is described as a white male, 6 foot 2 inches tall, with black hair, hazel eyes, and a slim, athletic build. His story is a reminder of the delicate balance between seeking solitude and the unforeseen risks that can accompany a journey in the wilderness. If you have any information of Randy's whereabouts or any clues related to his disappearance, please contact the Mammoth Cave National Park. His family and the community continue to hope for answers, holding on to the belief that one day the mystery of Randy Rasco's disappearance will be solved. In the dense forests of Gifford Pinchot National Park, a baffling disappearance occurred that continues to perplex and sadden those who hear of it. This is the story of 19-year-old Maureen Kelly, a young woman whose quest for a spiritual awakening led to an enduring mystery. On June 9th, 2013, Maureen, filled with youthful enthusiasm and a longing for spiritual exploration, arrived at Canyon Creek Campground with a group of friends. They were there to enjoy the tranquility and beauty of the national park, a perfect setting for camping and bonding. The day unfolded with laughter and shared moments, but as evening approached, Maureen made a startling announcement. Declaring her intention to embark on a spiritual adventure, Maureen shed all her clothes, abandoning the comfort and protection they offered. She stepped into the wilderness barefoot, carrying nothing but a bum bag, believed to contain only a pocket knife, a compass, and a few matches. This minimal preparation was a stark contrast to the dense and unpredictable terrain of the national park. Maureen ventured into the woods, leaving her friends behind without specifying the duration or direction of her journey. Her friends, initially unconcerned, expected her return within a few hours, eager to hear about her experience. However, as darkness fell upon the campground and Maureen failed to return, concern quickly escalated. Realizing the gravity of the situation, her friends contacted the Skamania County Sheriff's Office, and Maureen was officially reported missing. The urgency was heightened by the fact that she had ventured into the wilderness without clothing, shoes, food, or water. A massive search and rescue operation was launched. Volunteers, park rangers, and search coordinators scoured the park, desperate for any sign of Maureen. Despite their exhaustive efforts, she seemed to have vanished without a trace. The only clue that emerged was a set of footprints matching Maureen's size, found by the search teams. This discovery led to the deployment of sniffer dogs, but all their efforts were hampered by rainfall, erasing any potential scent trail. The footprints suggested that Maureen might have headed north towards Forest Service Road 54, but the trail dissipated where the road began. Complicating the search further, severe weather conditions initially prevented helicopters from joining the search effort. As of today, the mystery of Maureen Kelly's disappearance remains unsolved. The Skamania County Sheriff's Office continues to seek answers, but the trail has grown cold. Some speculate that Maureen succumbed to the harsh elements of the wilderness that night, but without any definitive evidence or the discovery of her body, her fate remains unknown. Maureen is described as an Asian Pacific Islander with black hair, brown eyes, standing about 5'7" and weighing between 150 and 160 pounds. The case of Maureen Kelly stands as a haunting reminder of the unpredictability of nature and the inherent risk spiritual enlightening takes in the untamed realms. Anyone with information about Maureen Kelly's whereabouts or any details regarding her disappearance is urged to contact the Skamania County Sheriff's Office. Her story, a blend of youthful adventure and unsolved mystery, continues to echo through the forests of the national park, a testament to the mystery that nature still holds. The disappearance of 41-year-old Gerald Michael Myers on Mount McKinley, also known as Mount Denali, in May of 2009, is a case that has left a profound impact on the mountaineering community and those who knew him. Gerald, a respected employee at the Arapahoe Chiropractic and Acupuncture Center in Centennial, Colorado, was not only accomplished in his professional life, having obtained a degree in neuroscience from the University of Pittsburgh, but also had a distinguished background in the United States Army. His military experience, coupled with his outdoor skills, gave his friends and colleagues confidence when he announced his plans to hike through Denali National Park and ascend Mount Denali. In May of 2009, Gerald embarked on what he described as the trip of a lifetime, flying from Colorado to Alaska to pursue his mountaineering dream. On May 19th of 2009, Gerald began his ascent up Mount McKinley. However, reports about the last time Gerald was seen are conflicting, with some sources stating that it was either May 19th, 20th, or 21st. Other hikers in the park recalled seeing Gerald along the West Buttress route on May 19th or May 20th. Adding to the mystery, Gerald had left a note for his hiking partners, stating he would continue as far as I can safely. Gerald was equipped with a GPS locator beacon, and the last confirmed ping was made at the 17,200-foot camp. When he failed to return to the campsite, his companions realized something was wrong. Despite his Army background and outdoor experience, the extreme conditions at such high altitudes raised immediate concern. The National Park Service was alerted to Gerald's disappearance, and a large-scale search operation was launched. This included a U.S. Army Chinook helicopter and a smaller plane equipped to collect real-time images of the mountain. Despite the extensive search efforts, no sign of Gerald was ever found. The harsh conditions on Mount McKinley forced searchers to postpone their efforts. At the time of his disappearance, Gerald was not carrying any essential survival gear, such as a sleeping bag, stove, or extra clothing. Investigators believe he became likely injured or fell into a crevasse. Gerald Michael Myers is described as a white male with auburn or blonde hair, hazel eyes, standing 5 foot 10 inches tall and weighing 155 pounds. He was last seen wearing a gray day pack with orange skis, a red jacket, black pants, and orange ski boots. The disappearance of Gerald Myers on Mount McKinley is a stark reminder of the unpredictability and often perilous nature of high-altitude mountaineering. It underscores the importance of preparation and caution, even for the most experienced climbers. Anyone with information about Gerald Michael Myers or any details regarding his disappearance is urged to contact the Alaska State Troopers. His story continues to resonate with the mountaineering community and serves as a reminder of the risks associated with pursuing one's passions in life and of nature's formidable challenges. In the sprawling wilderness of Yosemite National Park, a perplexing disappearance occurred that has baffled both authorities and the public. This is the story of Max Schweiter, whose vanishing in the park adds to the growing list of mysterious cases in the United States National Park System. Max Schweiter, a 41-year-old man with a background shrouded in intrigue, entered Yosemite National Park around January 1st to the 5th. He left his car in the Camp 4 car park, a popular spot for hikers and climbers. On January 5th, the rental company reported the car overdue, and it was subsequently found in the park. But Max was nowhere to be seen. Max's LinkedIn profile listed him as an analyst at the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, a title that adds layers of mystery to his disappearance. Prior to this, he worked for the San Francisco Civil Service Commission as a transit planner, a position that ended in 2004. The reason for his departure from this role remains unclear. In 2005, Max faced federal charges for vandalizing an FBI lobby in San Francisco. According to a San Francisco Gate news article, he caused significant damage, allegedly throwing a plant, breaking chairs, and damaging glass display cases, resulting in $7,491 in damage. The motive behind this act, whether it was a denied meeting with the FBI agents or a sudden outburst, is still unknown. Further adding to the mystery, in 2016, Max was arrested again under charges including threats of violence and threatening state officials or judges. These incidents paint a picture of a man possibly struggling with personal demons or caught in a web of complex circumstances. Theories about Max's disappearance abound on forums like Web Sleuths, ranging from speculation about his mental state to suggestions of government involvement. Some even wonder if his ties to Homeland Security were genuine or a complete fabrication. The Yosemite National Park Service issued a tweet on January 6th of 2018, alerting the public to Max's disappearance. Despite this, details about the search efforts and any leads are incredibly sparse. The tweet described Max as a 41-year-old white male with brown hair, blue eyes, 5'8", and weighing 185 pounds, but offered little else in terms of direction or gear. As of now, Max Schweiter remains missing. The mystery deepens with his possible ties to Homeland Security. Was his disappearance a result of a secret mission, or is there a more ominous explanation? The lack of concrete information and the strange circumstances surrounding his life and his disappearance only fuel more questions and theories. Anyone with information about Max's whereabouts or any details regarding his disappearance is urged to contact the Yosemite National Park Service. His case remains one of the most intriguing and confusing in the history of disappearances in the United States national parks. The mysterious disappearance of 46-year-old David Michael Burney in 2007 is a case that continues to perplex and concern both his family and investigators. On June 29th of 2007, David purchased a red Toyota Tercel with the intentions of driving to Georgia to reunite with his two daughters. Tragically, he never reached his destination, leading his worried daughters to report him missing. In cases like David's, where there is limited information, investigators and family members often rely on piecing together the last known moments and any potential clues left behind. The next significant development in David's case came late in August of 2007, when his newly acquired red Toyota Tercel was discovered abandoned in Bankhead Forest off County Road B15 in Winston County, Alabama. The Coleman County Sheriff's Office, in their efforts to trace David's steps, learned that he was last seen at the Jet Prep gas station on Highway 157 in Battleground, Alabama, on the day of his disappearance. After this sighting, David seemingly vanished without a trace. Local reports suggest that the car might have been in that location since July 7th, but it wasn't reported or properly noted until over a month later. The discovery of the car raised more questions than answers. According to the Charlie Project, the red Toyota Tercel was out of gas and its battery was missing. However, there were no signs of a struggle or any clear indication of what might have happened to David. David's disappearance left behind a family in distress, including 6 children and other relatives. They firmly believed that David would not have voluntarily disappeared and suspected foul play, citing that he had enemies who might have wished him harm. David Michael Burney was last seen at the Jet Pep gas station on Highway 157 in Battleground, Alabama. He is described as a white male with graying brown hair, brown hazel eyes, standing between 5'4" and 5'7", and weighing between 155 to 165 pounds. David is distinguishable by several tattoos on his right arm, a scar on the same arm, and a brown birthmark under his chin, and also several missing teeth. The case of David Michael Burney remains unsolved, leaving his family and investigators searching for answers. Anyone with information about his whereabouts or any details regarding his disappearance is urged to contact the Coleman County Sheriff's Office. His disappearance is a stark reminder of the many unsolved cases that continue to haunt families and communities across the country and in the vast expanses of our national parks. The disappearance of 60-year-old Maria Trice in the Angeles National Forest in Los Angeles, California, is a case that has puzzled investigators and deeply affected the community. On February 13th of 2021, Maria embarked on a hike along the Heaton Flatiron Trail near Iron Mountain, a journey from which she never returned. Witnesses recall seeing Maria on the trail between 11:30 and 12:15 p.m. After that, She simply vanished, leaving no trace behind. The Sierra Madre search and rescue team reported that Maria had been hiking with a meetup group. It appears that she became separated from the group when they reached the summit, and she chose to continue on alone. In their press release, they highlighted the challenging nature of the Iron Mountain hike. The trailhead at Heaton Flat starts at an elevation of 2,000 feet and climbs about 7 miles up to the peak at 8,000 feet. The trail is known for being rough and rugged, presenting a significant challenge even to experienced hikers. Maria was officially reported missing on February 17th of 2021 when she failed to show up for work. This prompted the Sierra Madre Search and Rescue Team, the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, and other agencies to become involved in the search. The search operation was extensive, involving both air and land efforts. Despite these exhaustive efforts, no sign of Maria has ever been found. Investigators believe that Maria may have become injured or lost while on the trail. They have stressed the importance of sticking to routes and trails that are within one's physical skill set. The Angeles National Forest, with its vast and sometimes treacherous terrain, can be unforgiving, even for the most seasoned hikers. Maria Tice is described as an Asian female with brown hair, brown eyes, standing 5 foot 4 inches tall and weighing about 130 pounds. She was possibly last seen wearing a light lavender shirt, a green crew neck top, black tights, a black puffer jacket, and carrying a backpack with hiking poles. The case of Maria Tice is a sobering reminder of the risks associated with hiking in remote and rugged areas. It underscores the need for preparation, caution, and the importance of never hiking alone in such a challenging environment. Anyone with information about Maria Tice or any details regarding her disappearance is urged to contact the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. Her disappearance remains a mystery, leaving her family and the hiking community seeking answers and hoping for her safe return. The disappearance of 10-year-old Damien McKenzie in September of 1974 is a case that has haunted the Australian community and intrigued those who delve into the mysteries of the unexplained. Damien's vanishing from a youth camp in the mountains of Victoria, Australia, remains one of the most baffling missing person cases in the country's history. Damien, from the Cobden area in western Victoria, was attending a 5-day youth camp organized by the Young Australia League. The camp, located near Victoria Falls, was attended by at least 40 children. It was designed to be an enjoyable outdoor experience, with activities like hiking and exploring the wilderness. On September 4th of 1974, the group embarked on an excursion to Stevenson Falls at Marysville, Victoria. The hike to the falls involved navigating a winding trail up the mountain, a journey that was both exciting and challenging for the youth campers. The camp was reputed to be well supervised, with experienced school teachers and chaperones overseeing the activities. The trip to Stevenson Falls was initially planned as a night excursion to view the falls under floodlights. However, due to faulty floodlights on their first attempt on September 2nd, the group returned during the day. The children and chaperones stayed together throughout the hike, with everyone within sight of each other. The mystery unfolded around 11:30 a.m. when Damien, who was only a few steps ahead of the group, rounded a bend on the trail and disappeared from view. In less than a minute, when the rest of the group followed around the bend, Damien was nowhere to be seen. Despite immediate searches by the supervisors and subsequent calls for help, Damien did not respond. A massive search operation was launched, involving over 300 people from various agencies, including the police, the Federation of Victorian Walking Club Search and Rescue Section, the Forestry Commission of Victoria, the Red Cross, local volunteers, aircraft, and tracking dogs. The search covered the rugged and dense wilderness around the area, but no trace of Damien was found. The operation was eventually called off due to bad weather. One of the most perplexing aspects of the search was the tracking dog's inability to pick up any scent of Damien. In some accounts, it was reported that footprints believed to be Damien's were found leading to the edge of the waterfall, then stopping abruptly. However, this claim is disputed, with some searchers stating that no such footprints were found, and others unable to confirm if the footprints belonged to Damien or not. Theories about Damien's disappearance range from him getting lost in the dense bushland to falling into the river or an uncovered mine shaft. Some even speculate about the possibility of abduction, though this is considered unlikely due to the terrain and the brief time he was out of sight. Nearly 5 decades later, Damien McKenzie's disappearance remains unsolved, leaving a gap in the hearts of his family and the community. His case is a stark reminder of the mysteries that can occur in the wilderness and the importance of vigilance and safety during outdoor activities. Anyone with information about Damien McKenzie's disappearance or any details that could shed light on this mystery is encouraged to contact the relevant authorities. Damien's story continues to be a reminder of the enduring mysteries that surround us and the need for continued efforts to solve them. In the heart of the Great Sand Dunes National Park and Preserve, a tale of resilience and mystery begins with Brian Skolinski, a 40-year-old man at a pivotal moment in his life. Facing a midlife crisis, Brian sought answers and new purpose. He once told CBS Denver, "I was trying to find motivation for the next 40 years of my life. I wanted to exert myself. I didn't want to go to the extremes that I did." On February 11th, Brian embarked on what he hoped would be a transformative journey. He set out for the Cold Creek Drainage, a route that promised a 10-mile hike around the park's perimeter. This path, lying at the base of Mount Harold, was known for its spectacular views and the solitude that it offered. A perfect setting for Brian to clear his head and reconnect with nature. However, the journey took an unexpected turn. Brian encountered deep snowdrifts, a challenge he hadn't anticipated. Despite the daunting conditions, he pressed on, driven by a determination that, in hindsight, he struggled to explain. 3 feet isn't going to stop me. 4 feet isn't going to stop me. I'm going to keep going, he recalled in his interview. This decision nearly cost Brian his life. Stranded and ill-prepared, with only 2 small meals meant for a day and inadequate shelter, he faced the harsh realities of survival. As the second day dawned, Brian, battling freezing temperatures and snow, realized the gravity of his situation. By the 3rd day, his boots were frozen, forcing him to cut out the laces and tongues to continue walking. With no food, water, or warm clothes, his boots damaged, Brian wandered, eventually getting lost in the sand dunes. Meanwhile, his absence didn't go unnoticed. By the 5th day, park rangers, concerned about his car parked for an unusually long time, initiated a search. Rangers, volunteers, horse and aerial units, and even sniffer dogs were deployed, but Brian was nowhere to be found. As the 5th day neared its end, hope was fading, but then a miraculous turn of events occurred. Brian stumbled upon a road and was discovered by rescuers. He was escorted to the Great Sand Dunes Visitor Center, where he saw his own picture on a bulletin board and a map tracking the search efforts. "I didn't even think people were looking for me," he admitted. Brian had survived 5 days in below freezing temperatures, without food, water, or shelter. Suffering from frostbite, he refused medical treatment, asking only for assistance to return home to New York. But Brian's story didn't end there. In early May of 2017, he once again ventured into the Great Sand Dunes National Park and Preserve and disappeared once again. Park rangers found his car in a picnic area and launched a search. Unfortunately, this time, the outcome was tragic. On June 28, 2017, Brian's body was discovered, covered deep in snow. The story of Brian Skolinski, a man seeking purpose and pushing his limits, serves as a haunting reminder of the unpredictable power of nature and the thin line between seeking adventure and courting danger. As we close this chapter of a universe of mystery, we reflect on the stories we've shared today. Each tale, woven within the threads of uncertainty, reminds us of the profound mysteries that surround us all. These stories are not just narratives of loss and bewilderment. They are reminders of the resilience of the human spirit in the face of the unknown. In the vast wilderness of our world, where nature cloaks its secrets, these stories stand as a testament to the enduring quest for answers. They remind us that behind every mystery lies a story waiting to be told, a puzzle longing to be solved. As we journey through these tales of the unexplained, we invite you to ponder the mysteries, to question the unknown, and to join us in this quest for understanding. If these stories have captivated your imagination, if they've stirred your curiosity, or if they simply provided you with a moment's escape into the realm of mystery, we ask you to take a moment to like, share, and subscribe, and also hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our new and upcoming videos. Your support helps us to continue our exploration into the unknown, bringing to light more stories that challenge our perceptions and ignite our wonder. By liking our videos, you help to discover these tales. By sharing, you spread the word, joining a community of seekers and storytellers. And by subscribing, you become part of our journey, a community, a fellow traveler in the quest to unravel the mysteries of our universe. So as we bid farewell for now, remember that the world is full of mysteries waiting to be explored. Stay curious, stay vigilant, and join us again as we delve deeper into a universe of mystery. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep exploring the unexplained.